Test, test, test. Okay, this is all working.
So South Africa's model sees the repo rate at 5.3% by the end of 2022. That's an upgrade on the prior 5.06%.
Test, test, test. Okay. Hi all and welcome to another edition of Midday Market Review by TraderCast. Live trading, key trading levels and trading setups for popular markets. My name is Phil and I'll be your presenter today. For those of you who haven't seen us before, this is a little bit about me. If you're looking for a community of traders, check out TraderCast.com. If you are a little bit confused with what I'm saying here or what I'm doing here and you're probably brand new, check out My Trading Skills. It's an educational site. Some of our courses are completely free, so check them out, see how we teach, and if you like how we teach, if you need help with anything else, let me know. A little bit about me. Over the past 10 years, I had the privilege of speaking in front of various different industry events, and I've managed to teach many people how to trade. Some of them were brand new, some of them were people who needed the help.
On the economy is expected to grow 1.7% this year, revised down from 2% at the time of the meeting.
Sorry, I just have a breaking news on here, just to be on the safe side. Let me just close one, switch one log. Okay, since we'll be talking about some live trades here, this is not the advice. These are my opinions and experiences. Basically what I'm trying to do here is I'm trying to provide you with the practical application of what we teach in some of our courses, and I'm basically just trying to do this in the way I firmly believe a beginner trader or somebody who's fairly new to trading should be able to do, or will be able to do, or should be able to do, if I should say it that way as well. How to look at the live market, how to identify the opportunity, how to react to it, how to manage your trade, your risk approach, and so on and so on. So it's all based on a very simplistic price action trend following approach. There is no indicators, no complicated strategies. It's just very, very simple. Okay, from the live trades, for those of you who watched yesterday's broadcast, you know what happened yesterday. There's quite a few trades who were open, closed, and so on. And then we had one open trade left over overnight, which was gold at 1820 short. And you saw me move my stop loss slightly lower, closer to the entry, and I got stopped out. I'm stopped out of that trade at 1828. So this is a losing trade. Actually, I should be doing this just to clarify it. So this is a losing trade. It's a red one. Now I have long gold at, because I am actively looking at a setup in gold around 1830. Around 1830. I'll explain the reasons why. I don't have that trade open, but I am looking for the opportunity to buy gold. So that's why I have this open here, and if that happens, I'll update it, and you'll probably see me do that live. So let's start with a top 5 things we should know before we start trading today. There was a massive sell-off in US stocks, in particular yesterday. Quite a high percentages of drops in indices like S&P, Nasdaq, and also Dow Jones. The volume wasn't too huge, but there was a selling pressure. So this is basically the indication of the risk off mood in global markets. European shares were also lower this morning, and American shares ahead of the US markets opening, which is due in about 26 minutes from now, if you are watching a recording of this rather than live. So we are talking just ahead of the US markets opening. So the futures are pointing to a lower open as well. Yesterday's sell-off erased $1.5 trillion of market value from US equities. That volatility is rubbing off on treasuries, which are witness to one of the most choppy years in recent memory, according to Bloomberg Markets. Gold and haven currencies are catching a bid, so hence that's why I would like to go long gold at 1830.
Brexit news here. European Union ambassador to the UK says the EU will not give a new mandate to negotiate the Northern Ireland Protocol.
China's top diplomats warned in a phone call with National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan that increased support from US for Taiwan, or Taiwan, I should call it, could lead to a dangerous situation. US stepped up its backing for the Taiwan in the wake of Russia's invasion of Ukraine, with military chiefs suggesting the island needs to prepare itself against possible aggression. Very similar situation there with Ukraine, but this time it's China rather than Russia. So hopefully this doesn't happen, but that South China Sea is of strategic importance to China, and they're closely watching how the world and NATO in particular is handling the situation in Ukraine. That brings us to NATO disagreement. NATO officials have boasted that Vladimir Putin's invasion of Ukraine has reinvigorated the alliance. However, Turkey is challenging its unity by opposing Sweden and Finland bids to join in, because according to Turkish President Recep Erdogan, he's frustrated with the approach of those two particular countries and some of the other NATO members towards Kurdish groups, which he considers to be militants and terrorists, and so on. So, yet again, very similar situation to what's happening elsewhere around the world. But anyway, Elon Musk, Tesla has lost its spot as on the ESG version of the S&P 500 index. S&P Dow Jones said the electric vehicle makers score has been fairly stable over the past, but slipped down ranks versus peers. So there's loads of chatter about Twitter and also Tesla lately. And that's pretty much it. From the economic data point of view, we got initial jobless claims, which came in 218,000 versus 200,000, so slightly higher than anticipated. Continued jobless claims came in at 1.317 million, which is slightly lower than 1.32 million expected. So that's better. Apart from that, existing home sales are due to come in about 50 odd minutes, 52 minutes, so that could trigger a little bit of volatility across US markets. And that's pretty much it. We have few central bank speakers from ECB and Fed, and that's pretty much it. And then tomorrow, UK retail sales, German PPI, Eurozone consumer confidence, Baker Hughes oil rigs count, and so on. So that's all for tomorrow. But so far, that's it from the economic data point of view. Now, let me just show you that setup in gold first, and then we can move on to some of the other stuff as well. So this is gold in daily, which was in my book downtrending. That hence the reason why I wanted to go short at 1820. Now I see this potentially as a nice breakout to the upside. We have a rising support trend line in daily, low, higher, low, higher, low. So this looks like a trend line, and this looks like a loss of that trend line, an attempted retest, and the second time around the price broke higher. So from the shorter term 4 hourly point of view, the fact that this candle is breaking out now Normally these type of patterns, normally they tend to break to the downside. They look like this. We talked about this in our earlier sessions yesterday, day before yesterday, and so on. But this is what's happening. It's actually breaking out to the upside, and by doing so, quite often you see a breakout and then a retest of that breakout zone. So this is resistance, this was support, loss of support, resistance, resistance, attempted to break through resistance, breaking through resistance. So the idea is that once we see a retest of that breakout area, previous resistance, now newly found support, that's usually a good place for the entry. And then this previous consolidation here and here becomes a resistance. So therefore that would be a logical or a potential take profit area or take profit zone, so around here. Then this becomes the entry at 1830, and I'm going to put the blue line here so that nobody's confused with all of that. And the stop would be just below. So depending on if you're trading gold as a scalper, as an intraday in much shorter term time frame, your stop loss would probably be very, very tight. If you are looking for a swing type trade, and I would be sitting in that camp, I would be looking for a swing type trade, maybe in 4 hourly, maybe in 1 hourly time frame, which I would like to keep open for a number of days, maybe even longer. My stop loss would roughly be about 10 points, 1820. So which is where I entered short initially. That's where I would keep my stop now. So from the intraday point of view, this is the hourly time frame. So hourly candles, they look like this. And then 15-minute candles push higher, a little bit of selling pressure, and now another leg higher. So far I did not get filled on this trade, but that's where I would like to get in. If I don't get that entry, I'll then reassess it and try and figure out if I can get in some other way, but that would be my preferred entry. What I'm looking for is I'm looking for maybe 3 red candles. 3 red candles. Maybe
South Africa rated their benchmark rate to 4.75% as expected.
1, 2, 3, selling pressure into this zone, and then in here what I'm looking for is I'm looking for a nice engulfing candle to form, or I'm looking for a morning star reversal to form, or in here I would be looking to find a candle that looks like this. I don't know if you can see it. Let me just try and move it. A candle that looks like this, or like this, up there. That's what I would like. That's what I would normally react to. And I don't know if I am specific enough for some of you. Hopefully I'm not confusing some of you, but that's where I am with gold at the moment. Let me just see. Hey, hi, Ian, Mr. Bars. How are you guys? Welcome. Robert Bars, I'll refer to you as Bob because I have another friend called Robert in the community, and he's been with us for a very long time. I think you probably met each other when you were in TraderCast as well before. Rose, Eladio, let me see, there's somebody else in today. Not a huge group. Joe, Glenn, Kay. Yeah, welcome guys, welcome guys. Ian is looking on Dow. Dow looks like an oversold bounce back, Ian. This is where I am with the Dow. So let's do the Dow, and then we can go and check out a few other things. A very, very severe selling pressure, and if you remember, yesterday we were looking at this as an oversold bounce back, and then when this was forming, I was saying normally you get a sell-off, a retest, and then another leg lower, and then that leg lower normally goes around here in this zone 50 to 61.8, which is a cluster of these lows. So you have multiple layers of evidence to enter, multiple layers of evidence for a profit taking, and then you can see there was a little bit of a profit taking here, very short term. You can see it in this candle here, very short term, and then another leg lower, a little bit of bounce, another leg lower. This is overnight and this is this morning and so on. So how do I see this? Well, from the daily point of view, this is quite a significant development. Let me just delete all of that, and I'll show you where I am with this at the moment. So the key trading level for me for today is at this low down here. So price is basically retesting this previous low, and there was a bit of a buying pressure here, and then the price went up. So there is huge amount of people who missed this yesterday, didn't jump on it. I had a few trades after I finished a broadcast, a public broadcast, so it's very tradable. This is very tradable because you have one-sided market, and you're just jumping on that trade, and that's increasing the probability of potentially being right or finding a profitable setup, because you're trading with a very clearly defined market trend, and also very dominant market participants, in this case bears, sellers, and so on. So I'm keeping an eye on this low here at 31,218. Let's call it 32,220. For the ease of remembering. So what I'm looking for is, I'm looking to see how the markets react to that level. So if we see a little bit of a buying pressure, oversold bounce back, I want to see how far can this bounce back go before we see another leg lower. So loads of people will jump in short because they missed this. When the US markets open, they'll see the price heading lower, they'll jump on that trade straight away. What normally happens is that the price goes back to where the price was settled on a previous trading session, which is this one here. So there's an oversold bounce back, and then picks up some of the stops from anybody who is entering a bearish trade too late, and then the price sorry, I'm not drawing this correctly, so something like this, and then the price makes another leg lower. So that's the basic premise. That's the basic premise for today. So this zone here, 31,450, 31,455, 31,570. So that's the range. 120 points, 120 points, where the sellers would likely become active. If we see a breakout above that level, then a little bit of a retest, and then the price can possibly make another leg higher into this zone here, where the sellers would also return and try and test it. The other bearish setup would be clear selling pressure, very simple selling pressure from the get-go, from the open. A loss of these lows, and then possibly a little retest here, would then open the way for another severe selling pressure to the downside, targeting, targeting these lows here, 30,000, 500 or thereabouts. So that's they're both bearish setups from the kind of a trend following point of view.
Crypto news here. Stablecoin Tether has boosted their reserves of US government debt and cut their exposure to riskier commercial paper. And comments from the NATO chief Stoltenberg says Ukraine can win this war. And Stoltenberg says he's confident they'll come to a quick decision to welcome both Finland and Sweden to join NATO.
Do you have anything open yourself? EU ambassador to the UK. EU will not give a new mandate to negotiate Northern Ireland Protocol. South African Central Bank, the risk to the inflation outlook are assessed to the upside. Sorry, what's up? Okie dokie. So this is a Dow in 1 hourly, and then we have Dow in 15-minute time frame. So I really wouldn't be surprised to see a bit of a rally into the open. It happens. It happens often, very often. The price goes to test where it closed yesterday. It's called a gap close. And then it's where do we go from there? Euro is rallying. Cable is also rallying. Euro sterling stable, going sideways, 84.70 or thereabout. Dollar yen, yen strength, US dollar weakness. Yen is pushing lower as well. So I can go and check out a few of those if you want. So far I have no open positions, nothing here in gold, and nothing here with the US markets either. Robert, Rose, Eladio, Jonas, Said, Mike, are you guys looking at anything? Is there anything of interest for you guys? Do you need anything covered? Okay, let's go and check let's go and check euro dollar, because we talked about that before, and I was looking for a possible bearish reaction in euro dollar. So from the trend point of view, yet again, trend is your friend. Downtrending market, high, lower high, lower high. Now recently we've heard some comments from the European Central Bank that they are getting ready to start tightening the monetary policy, basically hiking rates. And when central bankers are telegraphing that to the market, that normally leads to the appreciation of the currency. Higher rates are normally seen as good or bullish for the currency, in this case euro. So we're seeing that breakout higher, and this is also further confirmed by the recent weakness in euro in US dollar as well. So today a little bit of a weakness in euro dollar as well. So from the pattern point of view, this is what it looks like now. It's not really a textbook, but sideways consolidation and then a breakout and a retest. So I was looking at this pattern yesterday in this way, I believe. So I was thinking there is a possibility of a bull flag, 1 2 3 1 2. This did not happen, but anyway, and then the bearish scenario was a big rejection here and continuation of the selling pressure, and then a loss of these lows. So I was looking at this trend line here, loss of these lows and a further leg lower, like it happened here, like it happened here, like it happened here, and so on. But this is not, so this is a counter trend trade. And if you remember at the beginning of the week, at the beginning of the week I was long euro dollar, so I was probably long euro dollar too soon. But anyway, so from the trend point of view, this looks like a breakout, and looking at it now in this way, this looks like a better pattern to work with. So we have rally, pullback, rally, pullback, rally, breakout, retest, and a push higher. Now, where to next? Probably up here. 105.80, 106, 106.20 would be a zone of interest. This will be measured from the previous breakout, extended to the upside, gives us roughly that area. Also, if we go and check this out from the fibs, so we can take the fib from this swing high to this swing low. We broke 61.8, so that's also encouraging, but it doesn't help us with a take profit or resist. I should call it resistance, not take profit, resistance, because I'm not in this trade. But this zone would be of interest. So this zone, high, low, low, high, high, so therefore horizontal, and then this high. So this zone here would definitely be of interest for anybody who is looking at euro dollar. Rally into that level could possibly open up the way for a short setup at 105.80 with a tight stop for another leg lower. That's possible. Breakout and an end of day close above that level, and then a retest of that level from above as a newly found support would then definitely open the way for another leg higher. So it's a very, very good level, from the upside point of view. 105.80. That's as far as I can go with euro dollar. Nothing else to talk about here. Just keeping an eye on it. Hello, 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 hello. Hi guys, I can see more people streaming in, coming in. Don't be shy, come on in and say something, ask question or questions if you wish. Every time I slurp my coffee, I switch the microphone off so you don't hear me making those weird noises, but sometimes I forget to switch it back on, and then I go and talk to myself. I have these wonderful conversations, and somebody comes in and says, "Hey, your microphone is mute." Okay. So I'm trying to remember. Here we go. Anything else of interest from the news point of view? Very ECB minutes show that the hawks are calling the shots, according to ING Bank. ING Bank. So that should be bullish for euro. Let's talk about dollar yen, because I know quite a few people are often trading dollar yen as well. Dollar yen, yeah, this looks like a trend change now to me. So this is the existing trend, quite a steep trend line. Yet again, some of you haven't been through the courses. Check out those courses on trend recognition. They're completely free on My Trading Skills. mytradingskills.com is the website. I have to stop plugging it, but it will definitely help you. So check it out. So we talked about the angle of the trend line. So the steeper the angle, the weaker the trend line becomes, and so on. So this is quite a steep trend line, and eventually the trend broke. So I see this as a trend change. Here's the 4 hourly. This looks like a double top. And then if you remember, we talked about the existence of this, which was a rising wedge. And I was saying that normally what happens is you see a rally into the neckline. So this is the neckline of the double top, and then from here you see a rejection. Instead, what we've seen is we've seen a breakout and overshoot to the upside, but it still created a reversal. So then some people might say, here is the shoulder, this double top becomes a head, and this is now a shoulder, and all of this now is representing the neckline of the topping shoulder, head and shoulder pattern, which is even more significant than just a double top. So that's a basic premise. Now, where to from now? Any rallies into this zone here, oversold rallies, could possibly open the way for another leg lower, like so. Or if we see a loss of these lows down here, something like this, and then a retest from underneath, could also trigger another leg lower. So how far can this go? Well, we can go and check out few levels, but at the moment that's the kind of primary scenario. That's the currently primary scenario. This is quite a significant setup, because now you have high, higher high, higher high, higher high, slightly higher high, low, higher low, higher low, higher low, higher low, higher low, lower low, lower high, lower low. So now we have this sequence of lower highs and lower lows, which enables us to draw a trend line, a resistance trend line, which is where this comes in as a resistance, and then another leg lower. So 128.10, 128 or thereabout potentially could be an area of interest, with a tight stop above 128.70, with a take profit around 126. So that's roughly where we are with dollar yen. So I'll post it. I'll call it point of control. That's what I'll do for dollar yen. Guys, I have no open positions today. I have no open positions. I was stopped out. I know some people are kind of joining us a little bit late. So let me just show you where I am. I had short gold at 1820 from a couple of days ago, and I got stopped out. This is a losing trade, and I'm currently looking to go long gold, but I'm not filled just yet. I don't have anything open, so I can't really show you any open trades today. But we had loads of trades yesterday and the day before yesterday, so loads of intraday trades as well. Hopefully you've seen some of that already. Okay, so that's our dollar Japanese yen. So here is our Dow again. There is that rally. So the first initial reaction is a rally into where the market closed yesterday, or reference area. But I'm also keeping an eye on Nasdaq, which is also rallying, and I'm also keeping an eye on S&P, which is also rallying. So all three major US equity indices are moving in the same direction, which is a good correlation, good confirmation of where the sentiment is at the moment. So what I want to see is what happens when the price goes here. We're going to see there and the rejection, or we're going to see breakout above here and then another short squeeze, another push higher, aggressive push higher, another rally towards 32,000 area. Here we go. Gold is coming back. Gold is finally coming back. So we see equity indices rally, gold is coming back. So what would I like to do with gold? Well, I'm looking, so this is the hourly. For those of you who missed the analysis for gold from the beginning, I'm looking to find a possible setup around here somewhere, around 1830. This is based on various different things, but around there somewhere. If I see this big selling pressure and a 4-hourly candle closing as a shooting star, basically a candle that looks like this, it's known as a shooting star candle, that usually indicates selling pressure, therefore bears are more dominant. There's a big wick.
More from Stoltenberg says Russia's not been able to reach their strategic goals in Ukraine.
Then I would probably reassess my setup here. Let's see. So this is the 15-minute time frame. So I'm still waiting here for gold. Still waiting here for gold. See where are we now? Crude looks good. I've missed it in 15 minutes. Crude looks good. was a support.
An update from the Ukrainian state gas transit operator Gazprom, booking transit capacity 65.97 million cubic meters for May 20th. That is up slightly from the 63.25 million cubic meters yesterday. And more from Stoltenberg, they don't believe Russia's given up yet on their strategic goals.
Okay. So it can't possibly develop into something here. Yesterday it was dip lower and a rally, or loss of these lows here and another leg lower, which is what we got here. So I think this could be setting up. It's still early days because it's a 4-hourly candle.
Stoltenberg says the war may continue for a long time and we do need to be prepared for that.
No, it doesn't make sense. It really doesn't. It's too steep. But yeah, 4-hourly, it still needs an hour and 20 minutes to complete. This is the hourly candle bullish engulfing. I want to see how that settles. And then 15 minutes, we have 1, 2, 3, 15 minutes, 45 minutes of buying pressure. So this candle was good. If I saw that one in time, it's a nice engulfing candle. So 106 to 108.30, almost 230 points higher very quickly in 30 minutes. But I didn't do anything with it. Okay. I'll keep an eye on that. Rose, Robert, anybody else, guys? Are you looking at anything yourselves? Mr. O'Connor, Cahill, Joseph, FX Trade 125. Welcome back. Are you guys looking at anything? Do you need anything covered? It hasn't been a very productive day for me today. There we go, a little bit of selling pressure now in Dow. Come on Dow, you want to make another leg lower. Give us another shakedown. From a much shorter term time frame, much shorter term time frame, this can morph into a little bear flag like it did here, and they would have tendency to dip lower. The way they would normally play, you would see a loss of support, little retest, and then another leg lower, but at least one red candle must close below these lows here. That's usually the case. This kind of speculative entry would be here with a tight stop for a few points for a scalp, but you're front running how the candle looks before it's formed. So this is the next 15-minute candle. So can I do that? Okay, let's try this. I have a really short-term trade short on Dow. I'll show you where I am with that trade, and I'll be taking this, closing this very quickly. So here we go. I am short now. I'm short now. This is a 15-minute chart. There is a 5-minute chart. My stop is very tight. So what I'll do is I'll see if I can get at least 50 quid or 100 quid out of this trade. There you go. So I'm gonna close 3 out of 5, cashing in 100, 90, 95. And what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to move my stop at break even and hope for the best. If I can get a little bit more money down here, I'll be happy. So limit. Okay, stop slightly below, 18 points below, another 36 points lower. Let's see if I can get this 31,000. If I can get 31,000, I'll get out of this trade. Come on. I'm either going to get stopped out with about 18 points, additional 18 points of profit. So either 5 contracts, I closed 3, I have 2 running, so I'm short. So it's not exactly 50% half closed, it's a little bit more than half, but call it half for the ease of there we go, another 100 there. Come on. 30, 31, 31. I'm going to close another one. So I'm going to close another one there, so another 50, and I'm going to move the stop loss here slightly lower for the last one, 26 points. 26 points for the last remaining one contract. Come on, give me 31,000. Come on, give me 31,000. Come on. Close. go, another candle opening.
German gas importers can open ruble accounts to
5
pay for
minutes.
Russian gas. That's Reuters citing sources. Opening of ruble accounts is possible as long as payments are not made in rubles. Just to repeat, German gas importers can open ruble accounts to pay for Russian gas. Reuters citing sources. It says the opening of the ruble accounts is possible as long as payments are not made in rubles.
Few more. Come on, few more. I think
Does
I'm gonna
leave
get
us just
stopped
under
out
10
on the
minutes away
upside.
from the top of the hour. More US data due. Existing home sales for April seen at 5.64 million versus a prior 5.77 million. Range of estimates between 5.5 million and 6 million for US existing home sales. US leading index due as well for April, month on month seen flat against a prior increase of 0.3%.
Okay, I think I had enough. I think I'm gonna get out of this. I'm gonna get out of this. I'm flat. I have nothing open. See, when you see this, the velocity of these two candles, they're quite, you know, decent selling price. So rather than being stopped out on the upside to see another leg lower, I'll see how this plays out. I might re-enter short again. I might decide what to do with this. But yeah, I'm out of this trade. And what I mean by that is, rather than waiting for this to happen, rally, and then another leg lower, I'm out. Happy with it all. I'll just post it that I did half and half. That's what I'll say. So let's do that. So I wasn't long gold. That's ... I was actually short Dow. And short Dow at where did I go? 31,000 1.9. I'm gonna call it 31,112. Okay, for the ease. And then I'm gonna say closed half. It was actually 3 contracts. Actually, no. I'll do this. Closed 3 contracts at 31,082.3. So let's call it 3282. Closed 1 at 31,055.3, call it 55, and then 1 at 31,035. So that's where I am with this. This is closed now. And some people who are kind of watching this, they'll probably be confused. What do you mean 311? What is that? Sorry guys, check out the recording and you'll see what I've done. But that's where I am. So closed now. Happy with that. That was a good trade. That was a great trade. I'm keeping an eye on that oil and I'm keeping an eye on gold. But that's not setting up for me as well. Okay guys, I am going to stop this broadcast very soon. Well, take your time, Ian. If you don't know what it is, hopefully this is helping. Hopefully this is helping. Good. Okay, guys. Well, look, it was lovely talking to you all. I gotta go. And
Just under
sadly,
3 minutes till US data. US existing home sales for April seen at 5.64 million. The leading index for April seen flat.
sadly, well, not for me, but I am going to be away. So I'll see if I can come in tomorrow for the broadcast. If markets are volatile, I'll definitely make sure I'm in. If they're a little bit flat, I might not be jumping on anything. So, and then I'll be gone for about a week. I'll be away for a week. I have to go and do some stuff, and then I'll be back. I'll be back with you on, I'll tell you exactly, I believe it's 30th. The only thing is Monday the 30th is it's a Memorial Day. So yeah, so don't force it on that Monday, because you know it could be a quiet day. Anyway, lovely talking to you all. Stay safe, happy trading, and
Just over 30 seconds till US data. We'll leave with these.
thanks for watching. Bye. If you like this stuff, give us a like or subscribe. I think we need more people in. We need more people in to engage. Otherwise, it's going to be very lonely for some of you. Hey, Rose. Yes, absolutely.
10 seconds. $5.61 million for existing home sales. The prior revised down to 5.75 million from 5.77. Still waiting for the leading index change.
Thank you, Rose. Thank you, Rose.
-0.3 for the US leading index. -0.3. More from the housing data. The median home price for existing home sales rising 14.8% versus a year ago, just over $391,000.